Today's YouTube is because I'm attempting to be more consistent with my content upload and discussing the various elements of what this channel's about, utilising my vessel as the measurement tool. So here we go. We've got the water. I don't know what you guys can see. The water. It's a beautiful day, afternoon. It's 5:30, nearly 6 o'clock, and it's very humid. Very, 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 very humid. Nice. It's a nice temperature. It's not too cold, not too hot. I don't know how long this river. Soon we're going to start getting algae growing in here because I just saw a big blob of algae just before. You can see that it's really drying out. I'll show you actually I'll just turn around better. Isn't that beautiful? Is that just stunning, isn't it? Yeah, it's really stunning. So I think you get clouds like that when it's hot. It's just so peaceful. So I started this YouTube rolling with life's trajectories because yesterday at work my boss said to me, unless I went to the hospital to get my ankle checked, his insurance wouldn't be able to cover me. Unless I got clearance on my ankle to see whether it was a hairline fracture or like just to actually know what the damage is. Yeah, he wasn't able to actually keep employing me. So, yeah, he basically forced me to go to the hospital and go to the doctors to get my ankle checked. And this set off a very interesting trajectory. That being, right, my ankle. Yes, it's sore. I'm used to living. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I didn't know there was rocks there. Oops, sorry. Oh, ouch. That's because I was looking at the camera, not the ground. That wasn't very good, was it? Anyways, basically, pain level's pretty high, but I'm used to pain. And I thought, it's just an ankle, and I don't like the system, and I don't like doctors, and I don't like hospitals, and I don't like any of that stuff. And I definitely don't like going places and talking about something that I perceive as something that might be pretty small. I remember when the cat bit my cat years ago bit my finger, and it was the day after she bit my finger that they're running. It was the day after she bit my finger that it was hurting so bad that I went to the doctors, and they said, you're going to the hospital now. I said, what? It's just a cat bite. And I get to the hospital and they said, we're putting you in here for 3 days. I said, what, you need surgery? I said, what? It's just a cat bite. And then I found out that cat bites are the second most serious bites of all, and the worst bite of all is human bites. So that was interesting. But with my ankle, I went to the hospital yesterday, and obviously, and then also, I don't actually have a doctor up in Northern because the doctor I had, I've only been up here for 18 months, and the first bit of that, there was all that vac-whack crap and all the mask crap, so I was denied access to my needs because I refused to do that crap. Refused to be a muzzled dog or a muzzled monkey or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I was just denied access to basic needs and rights. And then when I did finally go, the lady that I met was amazing, but then she left. She was only up here every second Friday, sorry. So she obviously wasn't even from Northam, but she's decided to not come up here anymore. So I was like, oh, where do I go? And then I found another place yesterday because I needed a GP, basically. So I've got that all sorted, and that was rolling with Trajectories. Because now that I've got, I haven't met her yet. I've booked in to meet this lady in next week, and she's through the health system, that's health clinic, that's the big building that's next to the hospital. So, and I found out that a lot of the people who work there, they've been there for over a year. They've got a lot of doctors. There's not a huge turnover. So I'm hoping that it'll be someone who I can build rapport with. And I do need it. I do need a good doctor that I can trust, because the one I had in Perth, I'd known had for 10 years. And it took me years to build up rapport with him, to get to that level of trust with him, to get to the point where he and I were working really well as a team. So I really do actually need that. So that's all happening because of my ankle, one, and because my boss was like insisting on it, absolutely insisting on me getting medical attention, not just what I was doing. She's got grass seeds all over. Can you see them? What I was actually doing was like resting, elevating, compressing and icing, or resting, icing, compressing and elevating. And that's basically what I got told to keep doing. Great, bring it on, doing the right thing. And they did the x-ray, no hairline fracture, fantastic. So we can wipe that one out, thank the Lord. And then we just got to look. The doctor said probably an ATL. He said probably a ruptured tendon, or not tendon, ruptured ligament, he said. And he said it could take up to 2 years to heal, but we won't know till we get the ultrasound. But he says, but we'll keep monitoring it, we're watching it, you're not alone in this. And yesterday there was quite a few people there that were doing different movements on my foot, getting all this, and they asked me, was there pre-existing injuries there? I said, yeah, about 10 months ago I had a vertigo attack and I fainted. I fell down the steps and I hit my head on the banister and I twisted my ankle really badly, like so bad. It was next level pain. It was next level pain. It was just excruciating. Excruciating. Gentle. Just excruciating pain. And I didn't really do anything about it at the time. I put ice on it, but I never really completely took it that seriously. I just put it in the list of everything else that was hurting and blah, blah. So the doctor and the nurse and all these other people yesterday, because I booked the appointment to get my rapport with this new doctor, but that's not until next week. So then, of course, I go to the hospital to get my ankle looked at because my boss needs the clearance. And that's when they all look after me, like immediately. And I mean, like within 10 minutes. And yeah, I was just really looked after. And they really made sure that I knew. I think they could tell that I felt a bit embarrassed about being there just for an ankle. I said, trust us, an ankle is not just an ankle. Like, if you don't actually do the right thing, you actually can get to the point where you can't walk, or you've got arthritis, or this, or this, or this. And I said, I have a real problem with accepting support from others when I'm in a lot of pain, or accepting support from others unless it's an extreme level of pain. So I'm just so used to hurting, and I'm so used to a pain threshold level, that I just deal and handle with pain. Handle and deal with pain. Anyways, it was just beautiful. There's a beautiful eagle. I don't know if it's gone already. Basically, it was a beautiful experience. And the doctor asked me, is there any pre-existing conditions, pre-existing injuries? And I said, can I shut the door? And he goes, of course. And I shut the door and I let him know that 10 months ago I had this really major accident with my ankle. And I actually had a major vertigo attack and I fainted and went so dizzy, fully fell, nearly broke my neck, nearly broke my ankle, and my heart got completely shattered, absolutely shattered, because my husband was aware of this accident and his response was, "You clumsy oaf. You clumsy oaf." I'm like, boom, my heart just broke into a million trillion pieces. I was like, whoa, I just fainted. I just fainted, man. I fucking fell down some stairs. I fucking nearly broke my neck. As far as I know, my ankle's broken. I don't know. And every element in my being was, and the doctor said, "You were shattered." And I said, "Yeah, shattered." He goes, "Everything in you was shattered." I said, "Yeah, thank you. You." And he goes, "So what we're going to do is, first of all, we'll get the x-ray done. We'll see if it's got a hairline fracture. Then we'll do the ultrasound to see if you've got all these things, use all these long words." And when I came back from the x-ray, he did all these descriptions, explained it all to me as if I was actually going to remember it. And then used all these technical terms and pointed out and did all this work on my foot and explained all this stuff. And then so we'll do the ultrasound and then we'll go from there. And he goes, and then we'll look at the psychosomatic, psychological elements of your injuries to see. And I just thought, thank you, God. Because I said to this doctor, like, sometimes when I'm hurting, I don't know if it's just pain from the memories or if it's pain from the actual injuries. And they've all got to be dealt with. They're all as important as each other. And he agreed with that. He got it. And I was like, God, thank you for bringing such an understanding, beautiful medical professional. And then he brought this nurse in to help train her up with something. And to me, it just really warmed my heart. And when I say rolling with the trajectories of life, I do not have faith or trust in the medical system or faith or trust in the mental health system. There's too many things that have happened that have proven to me that it's a very corrupt, broken system. And yet, yesterday, when I actually, because my boss said, you have to go, like, my insurance cannot cover you unless you get a clearance. So because of that push, that propellant, that, and you go, where's God's hand in all this? Well, of course, God's hand is everywhere, right? Because what we were discussing, a lot of my friends and I have been discussing this, and the medical people and I have been discussing this, it's compound injury. We realise it's not the roll itself that did the damage. It's obviously escalated a pre-existing condition, or it's just compounded injuries that were already there. So, okay, was there a reason for that? I just always believe there's a reason for everything. It's just my philosophy. So when I say rolling with life, I don't think it's an eagle, but it's a beautiful bird. It's an ibis. I'll see if I can get it. Sorry for burping. Yes, my phone doesn't really pick it up. It's much, much, much bigger than what you can see. But the point of the story that I'm trying to make is that I'm so used to underplaying my pain because I'm so used to being mocked for being in pain. Like, I'm so used to, like, for example, my husband used to go, "Oh, always something to complain about." I'm thinking, I keep most of my complaints away. You do not know hardly anything of what I'm going through because I hide it from you. The very few times you actually even know what's going on is when it's so extreme that it actually comes out without me even realising. Like, I'll go, oh, whatever. Like, it's so extreme that I actually can't hide it. That was the times when he was aware of how much pain I was in, and I would be mocked for it. Mocked. So I'm so used to being mocked for having physical injuries or mocked for having disabilities, all my injuries from aged care. So used to that I realise that, and some of you might be in a similar situation. You're so used to not being supported. You're so used to not being given true, genuine love, true, genuine care, true, genuine support. I think I've already said support, but just that, yeah, someone giving to you, like not giving because they're going to get something back, but giving to you for the sake of giving to you. And when you're in absolute need, they actually triple it. They do more. They do 10 times more because you're in need. Well, I'm not used to that. I'm used to when I'm in need, everything being pulled back and me being left to deal with it on my own in high need. And then when I'm good enough or just cruising along, you know, being in that do mode, provide, be, blah, 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 make it happen, blah, blah, blah. And then when I really can't do it, I have to somehow manage to keep doing it. But as I said earlier, in some of my earlier YouTubies, it's amazing with my vertigo. It was definitely stress. There was too much pressure in my head. I was doing way too much. There was nowhere near enough safety or love or kindness in my life. And I'm going, what has happened? I'm going crazy. This is actually madness. Oh my good Lord. Like, and I was looking at my part and how did I get to this point? Like, how did my decisions of how I got to that particular place to be in such a situation that I was actually being like in such a chronic place of support, needing support, and being mocked for being in that place, for being, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So that's the past, everyone. What's actually happening is that I'm surrounded by people who are not only fully there for me in every way I need and giving me everything that I need, they are honouring how resilient I am, how strong I am, how amazing I am, that they're supporting my process in how to be vulnerable, how to ask for help, constantly and consistently ensuring and making sure that I know that they're available and of service to me, to the point where unbidden they will actually check up on me because they know I'm still learning how to receive support. They know that I'm still learning how to accept love, loving, kind love. Like, I know I'm not using the right words here. So if I can just take it back to yesterday, me going to the hospital, I really did expect them to go, oh my God, what are you wasting our time for with your ankle? Oh my gosh, you got a sore ankle. Oh my good Lord. So of course I say, my boss insisted that I come today because if I don't get a clearance, I can't work for him anymore. And they said, well, regardless of that, we need to look at your ankle anyways. And how long's it been hurting for? I said, 2 weeks. And then when they did all the work on it, and the doctor said, have you got pre-existing injuries? Yeah, 10 months ago, a really bad one, in fact. And he goes, yeah, this is a compound injury here. And then he asked me more further questions because I think he could tell that I was the type of person that just dealt with my injuries and pain on my own, like suffered in silence on my own type thing. And yeah, God brought me that doctor for sure. Like, and everyone, like my boss, the lady I work with the op shop, the people that I do the play with, everyone, like in my play productions, there's this gentleman that's always putting his hand out to help me move around and help me up, because even though I'm not using the walking stick anymore, he's mindful that I didn't have to remind him that my ankle's sore. He's just mindful that a week ago I was using a stick, and maybe I'm not using a stick now because I'm trying to not look so, you know what I mean, which is true. And yeah, he helps me up, moving around, and everyone's holding doors for me. And it's just an ankle injury. But guess what? It's not just an ankle injury. It is actually an ankle injury. And the ankle is something that we use all the time. And if you want to talk about pain levels, it's easily a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It's easily very painful. Throbs and rah. And I don't need to talk about it. People just know it's there and want to be supportive. One of my other friends always, when she sees me, asks me how I'm going with my shoulder and my neck, because she knows my shoulder and my neck's always in pain. This is what I mean about rolling with life's trajectory. So when I rolled my ankle 2 weeks ago and it set off a compound injury, and it actually destabilized me, and I had to be in bed with my foot up. I was so bored. And every time I work, this and that, rah, rah. I've talked a lot on my YouTube about gentle. I've talked a lot on my YouTube channel about dealing with physical pain, dealing with physical limitation and physical injuries, and moving forward in life, and doing it in such a way that we're plodding along, but we don't put heaps of pressure on ourselves. Like the other day, I was doing so much gardening work and so much stuff around the land with an injured ankle, mindful that I also had to do paid work. I had the op shop duty. I knew that today was op shop, which is really hard on my ankle, my body in general. Yesterday and the day before, paid gardening work. So I knew I had 3 days of hard labour coming up. And on Tuesday, I was like, oh, I've got to make Tuesday a rest day. But no, I'm out in the garden. I'm out there doing stuff because it was such a nice day. And I thought, look, if I just take it gentle, if I take it slow and I rest at night and I do this and I do that and, you know, rah, 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 and I keep praying for this and this and this and this, rah, rah, rah. If I'm mindful of it, I don't let it destabilise me, and I'm just go plod by plod, plod, plod. And my boss is so good because he got me an ankle. He actually injured his ankles really badly years ago, and that's why he knows you do not stuff around with ankles. And he actually went out of his way to get me an ankle brace, and always checking up on me whilst we're working that I'm okay, and never mocks me. He's always checking that I'm okay, but not in a I'm a man, you're a woman, and you're weak manner. Never. He actually asks me to do things that I actually go, oh, how am I going to manage that? Like, he actually expects me to do a lot. And I have to sometimes say to him, oh, sorry, that's actually outside of my strength ability. Or that's actually, so he actually knows I'm capable, but he also knows I'm vulnerable. It's like God has given me the best boss in the world. So empathetic, so mindful, so just a fantastic human being, a wonderful person to work with. And I've explained before, he's trained me up on the tools. He gets me to do stuff that freaks me out sometimes, like a lot of responsibility. I go, oh no, well, next level, what if I don't do it right? But he just has full faith in me. And I don't know what I want to say more about that. Yeah, with my injury, says Nadina, I actually need you to get this clearance, or I legally cannot keep employing you. So it's not like he's saying, I know you can't do it. I know that he's not saying, he's not saying, I think you can't do it. He's just saying, I need to know what's going on, or my insurance is void. Your insurance is voided, and then my business could be slammed. So that's a trajectory. And that pushed me into what happened yesterday, which was a healing around the medical system, and re-engaging with the northern medical people. Because I do need that. I need to get my thyroid checked. I need to get my iron levels checked again. I need to, there's actually health issues that I need to, women's health issues, and, just generic life stuff. And it's really good to have a good doctor and a good rapport with a good doctor, and that's happening as of yesterday. So that's when I said life's trajectory. I'm happy to be pushed into that trajectory, in God's grace. That is definitely an area in my life that has been lacking, that I haven't been addressing. I really need to get to a dentist. Urgently need to get to a dentist. I urgently need to work out what to do with my teeth. So I just really need to get my head around all of that. So I've been pushed into it by my ankle being rolled. So, and the kindness, that's what I was saying to the doctors yesterday. I was saying to all my friends yesterday, last night, and some of my friends today. Just saying to people, wow. Oh yeah, and another thing I've been doing is I've been asking for help more, like really small things that normally in the old days I would just do. I'll just hobble along or make it happen or whatever. just I've got to do it on my own. I'm responsible for myself type thing. And then here I am going, actually, I have this amazing network of really amazing, beautiful friends. For the first time in my life, I can honestly say I think I've met my tribe, and I think, yeah. See, this is why I know God definitely wanted me in Northern. Northern's an amazing place. It's like ow, Zena, ouch. Ow, I just got a toenail on my foot. Ow, that hurt. Careful. Her toenail and some sand. Ow. Anyways, what was I going to say to you? Yeah, I'm positive, and this is life's trajectory as well. So all of you have been following my YouTube channel. I do get private emails from people, disclosing various things and blah blah blah. And I just want to be really honest. It's because of those emails. It's because of I'm not dishonoring you guys by being a bit lackadaisy with this YouTube channel. This is actually part of life, okay? Like, you want to know, there was a time that my YouTube was a lifeline. Like, it was because I couldn't write, and there was too many things that my mind was just, everything was too hard. I was too shattered, too broken. I just, I felt too, like, I knew Northern was where I was supposed to be, but everything made me so sad. And so, just look at the previous YouTubes and you'll get the word usage. But God wanted me to record it. So it wasn't so much even that I was so broken that I had to share the brokenness. I had to make sure there was a recording of how broken I was, because God really wanted people to see the progress. Because when I first started my YouTube channel, I was not a full-blown Christian. So, for example, when I went to the Northern Health Clinic to organise a new doctor, I said, are they trauma-informed? I need a trauma-informed Christian doctor. In the old days, I wouldn't have said I needed my doctor to be a Christian, but I'm actually mindful now the difference between a Christian professional and a true blue real Christian. We're talking about not the false Christians, not the pious Christians, but a true blue godly person is who I want to work with. That's who I want to associate with. That's what I need in my life, because we need to be around those that are of the same language, the same ilk, and we keep moving upwards. You're a spiral, spiral, spiral. I don't know if you can see my arms, but the point of why I'm doing that is because when you're growing and you're lifting and you're blossoming, you need to be around people who are fertilizing and nourishing that growth. So when I first started this YouTube channel, I was a godly person, as in I was always speaking with God. I had my own relationship with God. I felt very, very, very godly per se, but I was not religious. And more so was I not religious, I was actually anti-religion. I was pretty much anti the Bible. I was anti churches, because there's a lot of corruption in those systems, a lot. And there's a lot of false Christians. You see them everywhere. They're so hypocritical. Hypocritical plus. It's just, in the church I go to, it gets talked about. The false Christians get talked, the false godly, the people who are pious and they want to look a certain way, do things a certain way to be, to get brownie points. But they're not actually doing God's work, and they're not actually doing what actually God, the word of Jesus, the main word of Jesus is kindness. So if someone's not come from a place of kindness and humility and putting problems to God and forgiveness, then if they're so pious and so judgmental that they feel like they can actually be cruel to someone because they think that they know better, or blah, blah, blah. We all know the story. False Christians. They're a dime a dozen. False Christians are the predominant Christians. They just want to belong to something for the sake of pretending. You know, it's like an image. It's an image rather than a lifestyle and ethos and a way of being. It's actually an image, and it's a way of getting brownie points, and it's a way of them pretending to themselves that they're doing okay. They're doing all the right things, but they're not actually doing the actual real work. And the real work is the shadow work. The real work is the understanding your depth, being humbled and broken, and going into that space of full surrender to Jesus and God. You know, unless you do that process, you never actually know God. You never actually know Jesus. So in saying that, when I ask for a Christian doctor, it'll be interesting what type of Christian doctor she is. But in saying that, I have so much faith in God that I just already know she's the perfect doctor. So when I got these x-rays done on yesterday and this ultrasound done on Monday, it's going to a doctor that I haven't even met yet. And it's funny because the doctor I saw yesterday at the hospital goes, "Oh, Dr. So-and-so, oh, she's lovely." I went, "Oh, that's good to know." Excellent. Excellent. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting her. Anyways, rolling with the trajectory in God's grace. It is seriously, rolling, surrendering. You know, quite a few people say, "What is this? How can you fully surrender?" Let's use the word rolling. I think it's so apt. I just think if you're rolling down a hill, no, sorry, you don't have to be rolling down a hill. You can be rolling on a flat surface with the wind pushing you, I guess, like those hail bale things, you know, those willy burly things, whatever they are. You know, those grass ball things that roll around on the hot desert. Anyways, the point of the story is rolling. Yeah, there's no brakes, is there? And you're not putting any barricades up, you're not putting any obstacles up, and you're going down the indents, and there's a hill, and how do you roll up a hill? I tell you what, you do not. Guess how you get up that hill? One guess. God. God pushes you up that hill, and you can feel it. You can feel it. So you've got the hill, and you're surrendered to the trajectory of whatever it is that our life is, that's this mystery that we cannot explain. We talk about in church all the time. My friends and I talk about it all the time, like authentic conversation around life. Everyone will say, "I don't know." It is a mystery. And you go, And yeah, we talk about it a lot. We talk about how can we understand what life is really all about. And really it's just about being humble, listening to the guidance, rolling with the direction that is given to us. Okay, so for example, and I'm not talking about this injury for the point of harping on about the injury. I'm talking about when something's presented. So we all have these little injuries that just all of a sudden change our life. So when I rolled my ankle, it actually has made it difficult to walk and move since then. All right, so what are my choices? Complain, get grumpy, negative, blah, blah. A lot of people do that. And then they make up all these excuses of why they can't do this, and this, and this. And there's other people who go, wow, how annoying, because you have to be like the frustrated. If you're frustrated about something and you pretend you're not, that's inauthentic. Truly inauthentic. So there's all these people that go, "Oh, if you show your emotion, you're crazy. Or if you show your emotion, you're weak." Or no, opposite. If you let your emotions control you, you can actually become unbalanced, uncentered. You're letting the inner child in the negative drive. Oh no, it can be the inner child. The magical child can be too playful. But you can't let a child drive a car. That's dangerous. You let the child choose where the adventure's going to be, what clothes to wear, what colour to use, like the playfulness, the magic of life, sure. But it needs to be the adult driving the vehicle. So, yeah, we do not want emotions to control us. We need to have wise mind. I've talked about that so much. Radical acceptance and wise mind. You need to have the wise mind, which is the balance of logic and emotion. Very, very important balance to get there. And when you have that wonderful balance, which we will never achieve, that equilibrium 100% all the time, it is a complete impossibility. We can never, as human beings, ever have full equilibrium permanently. It's just not possible. It's the impossible. And as humans, we're always going to be creating sins because of that. But it's in that process of surrender and sacrificing, in humbleness, in our beautiful forgiveness of our fallibilities and our humanness, because we are only but human. So it's in that process that I say to people, that is the surrender. Back to the emotions. And the foot, the injury. So if we hurt ourselves and we're authentic with the frustration around yet again being held up, another obstacle. You gotta be kidding me. And you just feel like screaming at the top of your lungs. Oh my gosh, not another obstacle. Please. And then we go, okay, look, I surrender my frustrations to you. I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. I'm under Jesus' full protection, and I just know all is perfect, all is well. I'm safe. Everything's going to be okay. This has occurred as is. This, like, back to my injury, just because it's an example. This inability to walk has occurred. It's harder to work. Everything, yeah, it's blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's a fact. Surrender all that to you, God. And now what I want to know is, God, where do you want me to go with this? How do you want me to use this experience? And then that's what I mean about the surrendering of the experience. So we're authentically accepting the situation as a human, and then saying to God, God, where do you want me to go with this? What do you want me to do with this? And someone actually said to me the day after, because I'll be really honest with you, how my foot rolled, and it will make you understand more why I had to really delve into the reality of what was the reason for it to happen. So I was at karaoke 2 Fridays ago, and I was dancing, and I was having a really good time. And where there's this pretend grass, like the fake grass, where the fake grass sits in front of the DJ area, which is where the dancing happens, and it can happen on the pathways as well. All the other times, except for one night every month, there's a big table that sits there and about 7 or 8 chairs. So I had a couple of friends go, I think what happened was there must have been an indent from one of the table legs. So what actually happened was there was this smallest little hole, indent. There was the smallest little indent in the fake grass, but you couldn't see it. It looked flat, but when you stand on it, there's a smallest little hole, and it must have been from a table leg, and that twisted my ankle and knocked me on my bum. And then there was someone there who helped me up straight away, and I could just tell immediately that I'd done something really bad. You just know. And then she basically almost carried me to my table. And as I said, I'd reserved a big table, and it was full of people, and we're all having a really great time. And I'm sitting there, and all my friends are like checking that I'm okay. And I said, it actually really hurts. Now, in the past, I wouldn't have said that. I would have tried to downplay it. And then someone said, do you need some ice? And I almost wanted to say, no, I don't want to burden you. I don't want you to ruin your night helping me out. And I thought, Nadina, and I caught the thought, I went, Nadina, why would you? She wouldn't offer you ice unless she was happy to get you some ice. And if you offered someone ice, you would be offering to them to help them out because you care. You offer to do things for people because you care. So hang on, how about allowing what you are like with others to come back? And then I was just about to say to her, no. Oh, battery power 5. I've got to wrap this up. I was almost about to say to her, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I said, oh, thank you. Instead, I said, thank you. She went and got me some ice. She brings the ice back. One of my friends says, do you want to put your foot up on my leg? I said, thank you. I mean, this is amazing, everyone. That walked through a bit deep water. This is actually next level amazing for me to accept such support and kindness. And it's just gone on. Oh, it's really deep. Woo, how deep is this, Zena Bina? Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see because my phone's almost, can you see? Water's up to here. Ouch, sorry, it's my ankle. There's Alvin, there's Zena. Phone's going flat, 4%, so I'll sign off. Anyways, the point of the story is, everyone, someone said to me, someone actually asked me, what do I think that it happened for? Because one of the ladies there actually said, I said, oh my gosh, I was having such a fun time. Why did that happen? I only get to dance once a month. And I was actually doing that. And then she goes, well, what? She says, why do you think it happened, Nadine? I went, oh, I think I know why. To ask for help, to accept help, to accept that I'm worthy of care and support. And I picked it up that night, that very night that it happened. I thought, maybe, because I almost said no to the ice. And I thought, maybe, and that's actually is what's been happening. For the last 2 weeks, I have had this week, 2 weeks, of actually receiving help and love and kindness and care to the next level. Things that I can do on my own, quite capably can do on my own, even with a sore ankle. I'm actually accepting people to do stuff for me that I can actually do on my own. And I'm like, yay, thank you. Community. So I'm going to leave it at that because the phone's about to go flat. And that's mainly my point, rolling with the trajectory. And in God's grace, I personally believe that I have rolled with God's trajectory around this ankle to learn how to receive that I am worthy of what I give to others. I'm such a kind, loving, generous, attentive, I was going to say giving, mindful, nurturing person. And yes, I do accept it and receive it, but I realize I'm always questioning, maybe I shouldn't take too much from this person, or maybe I should help that person learn their own boundaries. No. It's that person's responsibility to work out their own boundaries and for them not to over-offer. And also I pick up if it's false. I'm intuitive enough to, if someone offers something and I'm thinking, I don't think you've got the energy levels to offer that. And sometimes I'll say, I would love to accept that help that you just suggested. However, I'm just wondering, do you actually have the energy for it? And they go, wow, thank you for actually thinking about me. I said, of course, that's how it goes. And then I'll say, I'm just picking up that your energy is quite low. I'm actually okay. I'm actually going to be okay. I'm fine. And they go, wow, thank you. Actually, you know what? I actually am really tired, and you're right. And maybe I should be more mindful of how often I offer things. Right. And then this amazing conversation happens. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. We'll talk about this another time. I hope you get the concept. My phone's about to die. I hope you get the concept of what I'm talking about, that when we roll with life's trajectories in God's grace, there's always a wonderful godly honing and training about love and kindness, because that's all God wants from us, is love and kindness. And all of our lessons are about teaching us how to be loving and kind to ourselves and to others, to receive it and to give it authentically. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Mwah. God bless, God bless, God bless. Got to find this button, it's very dark. Mwah. Love you guys. Keep well, keep well, keep well. Speak soon. God bless.